Freedom. That's what I want to start with this video. Being in sales remotely has given me the most freedom I've ever experienced since graduating college and working various location-bound jobs like an office job and even one that was remote, but I still couldn't leave the state I was in. If you guys don't know me, my name is Chad. I'm a music producer, entrepreneur, and sales rep that just wants to help my younger self who was in a position that didn't really know what to do after college. I tried different jobs and things in the efforts to set myself up and found that I wasn't really passionate about the things I was doing, and I wasn't really happy with the idea of making like an hourly rate that kind of slowly increased. And one of the things that's most improved my lifestyle and freedom and energy too, honestly, as you'll see, is what I do to make an income, which is working in remote tech sales. So in this video, I'm gonna cover 4 reasons, and I'm looking at notes on my laptop just to be authentic and raw with you. Why sales is the #1 skill that I think you should learn if you're in your early 20s, maybe just got out of school, wondering what to do. If you're someone who's entrepreneurship minded and wants to build a business one day, why this skill is the perfect way to solve your money issues right now, pay your bills right now, and calm you down so you can focus on your long-term play and what you care about, and also just get yourself in a career where you're consistently just showing up every day, learning good skills, and also making what you're worth. Because in sales, as you'll see, you make what you put into it. So if you want to work hard in a month, you can make more that month, which is why it's a performance-based job, which is why I like it so much, because I have energy, I'm young and ambitious, and I want to get ahead, and I want to do good work and hard work, and this is one of the things that you can do that and get paid in proportionate of that. So before we get into the 4 reasons why it's the #1 skill that I think you should learn in your early 20s, I want to tell you a little story because I was honestly lost after college. I didn't really want to, there was this nagging thing inside of me that wanted to do something else. It wanted an alternative route to the traditional kind of work your way up the 9-to-5 kind of path. I wanted to do creative things and build something of my own. I like music. I was making music in college and wanted to try to do that. I wanted to build something of my own and be an entrepreneur. And I started to try different businesses when I was working still like an office job. I was like trying to grow a brand and making YouTube videos like I still am. I was posting on Twitter. I was trying to make like drop shipping stores. At one point I was selling digital art. At one point I was making money with music and selling beats to other artists, just a little bit of money. And this kind of opened the idea of working as an entrepreneur and building something of my own. But the problem was I was chasing money with entrepreneurship in these business models that I didn't really care too much about besides music. But like the drop shipping and print on demand stores and like doing certain things, I was just trying to make money to escape my 9-to-5 job, when I think there was a better route that I could have taken. For example, sales helps me work remotely, which means I have more time on my hands, not having to commute to an office. So instead of spending all my time in like an office or working a job that wasn't providing me any skills that contributed to my long-term goal of entrepreneurship, sales is actually the foundation of entrepreneurship in general. It's business in general, and you learn the ins and outs of business by working in sales for a company. And I honestly see it as a way to get paid to learn the foundations of entrepreneurship, or to learn good skills that you can use to take control of your income, and again, get paid in proportionate of the effort you put in, which means you have the freedom over your schedule, you have the freedom over your income. If you get good enough, right? So you can really work hard and then get paid more, or you can get really good to where you don't have to work as much and you still get paid a good amount. So I like having that control. And once I learned through mentors, I networked with people to learn about this, I was able to immediately, like in literally a month, I was able to break into this remote industry of tech sales and leave my 9-to-5 office job. It was a crazy experience, and I did get help and network with other people and learn from courses and coaches and content online like this, which is why I'm passionate about just sharing this path for my younger self and people like you who might be looking for an alternative way to set up their life. So that's my story, and just a little sneak peek of these 4 reasons why I think sales is the #1 skill to learn in your early 20s. So without further ado, let's get right into the first one. And I kind of gave a high level of this already, but the first reason why sales is so good is you get paid based on your results and not your time, and not just your time. So most jobs you'll get like a base pay in remote tech sales. You get a base salary pay that's like an annual pay that you get just for working in the role. But on top of that, where you're gonna make really make the money is commission, is performance. So if you perform well, that's where you get paid on top of that for your performance. And this is good because my first job out of college, it was purely hourly. And that meant that I could work as hard as I wanted on the job, but I still would get paid the same. And this just caused me to not value like the hard work. It caused me to not value the work. It caused me to think like, okay, well, I'll get paid the same no matter what. Let me just do what I need to get by. Excuse me for the throat issues. It caused me to just kind of do what I needed to get by, which didn't feel so great. And at the same time, I didn't feel like I was learning actual skills that would contribute to this vision and dream of being an entrepreneur. So when I learned about sales, I realized there are so many benefits to having a performance-based role. You can work less and get paid more if you get good at it. Like I said before, you have freedom over your schedule, and you get paid based on results and not time, which means you can make a lot of money faster, because if you get good at it, you can do more work and get paid more instead of being capped at an income. So that's the first reason why it's such a good skill to learn in your 20s, such a good career path to dive into, to get foundations of business, pay your bills, pay off some of your student loans if you have, and start thinking and having more time on your hands to think about your long-term life plan. The second reason, and I covered it already a little bit, but it's learning the foundations of entrepreneurship, because sales is business in general. Sales is like the front lines of business, where you're reaching out to people who are potential fits for whatever product or service that you offer, and going through that whole process of initiating communication, presenting the value, getting them on a call, seeing if it makes sense, and then working with them and making that exchange of cash in exchange for the value of your service. So without sales, there is no cash, which means there's no business. So a lot of people, like I did, was trying to just make money in business right away without learning sales. And that's one of the reasons why I failed some of these things. I didn't mention that I was also trying copywriting. I was trying to build my own copywriting marketing business, and it was going good, but I sucked at sales calls. I needed to do my own sales. So I was getting myself into something that had way too many skills right off the bat to do what I wanted to do quickly, which was escape my hourly office or location bound 9-to-5 job. And I didn't need to get into something that in depth when I could just focus on the one skill of sales and do that remotely and be able to travel and make money off of learning that one skill while figuring out what service I actually want to provide, instead of just doing something like copywriting while taking sales calls and doing that just to try to make money until I want to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? You can learn one skill instead and learn the foundations of the #1 skill that you can learn to get business for yourself down the line, while providing value to a company and growing and growing your career too. If you're not someone who wants to start a business, it's a great career path, and you just learn such good skills. So that's the second thing. The third thing is remote freedom, which is my favorite one. I'm actually in Miami right now, being able to jump from Airbnb to Airbnb quite literally. My last video I just posted was like my whole remote work setup, how it works, how I kind of travel and be on the go, and what I use to work, and all I need, which is basically like a Wi-Fi and a laptop, Wi-Fi, and like some headphones if you want. Like, that's literally what I do to perform well in a job fully remotely, like remote tech sales. And it's so cool because I get to experience new places. I'll put up a video right here of just me and my friend just kicking it at a hotel cafe where we're just working there because we can, and as long as we get our work done, it's totally fine like where you work, as long as you're in hours that you can call your prospects and attend Zoom meetings internally, like you're good. And it really just opened up a whole new world for me, coming from being stuck like at home and again stuck in an office job where I couldn't really, it was harder to take time off. And now I don't even need to take as much time off because I can just do fun things after I close my laptop in the evening. So that's one of my favorite ones, and that's the third reason why sales is like such a good gateway job that you can get that will allow you to start building income and skills fast as a young, ambitious person who wants to grow. Which kind of segues into the fourth reason why I think it's such a good skill. You will skyrocket in self-development. I started out in getting into self-improvement. Like during college, I was trying to improve, going to the gym. I was kind of sick of the routine I was in. And then after I graduated, I was trying things out and again, working those jobs that were hourly and in office. And I was always on that self-improvement journey, but I never quite accelerated as much until I got into sales. Why? Because you learn so many skills. You learn communication, you learn speaking, you learn persuasion. You use your brain more to think about things and strategize on people to reach out to and positioning the value of your service and finding out what problems that your ideal customer has that you can solve and communicating that with them. It's like a fun thing to do to sink your teeth into. And it really just skyrockets your self-growth as well because you learn things like time management. You almost need to have your routine in place to do well in a job in sales because if you're in charge of your schedule, which you do have the freedom over your schedule, you need to learn how to manage your time. So that's part of self-development, and you need to learn how to unplug too and get your routine right and have your mindset fresh and go to the gym to unwind. And it forces you to learn how to be productive and learn how to balance work and life, and also just build yourself in the process. But to become someone who is likable, is good with people, is a good communicator. It helps me on these YouTube videos to be able to speak to you more articulately. So it really just skyrockets your self-growth as well. So hopefully these 4 tips or reasons why sales is such a good skill for someone who's just ambitious, hungry, wants to free their location, wants to build good skills, wants to get into entrepreneurship eventually. Guys like Warren Buffett, Mark Cuban, all these guys have gotten into sales at a young age, and I don't doubt that it's helped them in their success journey, among other things. But it's true. There's something to that where you get into sales and master the skill that is like a meta skill that bleeds into all areas of your life with people, anything, girls, whatever it is that you're has to do with just life in general. Convincing your siblings to convincing people to help you out, convincing people to take your advice, convincing people of your ideas if you run like if you make content, being able to lock people's attention and present the value of what you offer. So I hope this helps shed some clarity. If you are interested in remote tech sales, I have written like this super in-depth document about like how I broke into remote tech sales, how I've helped friends and other people that I've worked with, help them get into remote tech sales fairly quickly, and be able to do stuff like this for themselves and start building this foundation after being kind of lost. So if that's something that's interesting to you, it's completely free. You just click the first link in the description. If you scroll down, it's in the description of this video. I'll probably also put it in the comment. But you just put your email in, send it right over to your email. And I'm also building out a community of people because I've been getting a ton of questions from you guys and people who reach out to me who have questions about their resume, on how to find the good roles to reach out to, on how to do interviews, on how to just the mindset in general. I have people reach out, so I just decided to build something for you guys, which is a community to bring you guys together. It's still in progress, but I'm getting a lot of stuff in there. So If you want early access to it, you can click the second link in the description, and that'll take you to it. Check it out. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this shed some clarity. On this channel, I just want to talk raw and honest with you guys. Kind of don't like to do too many edits, but sometimes edits are necessary, or cuts. You might see some in this video. But yeah, if you want more videos like this, let me know in the comments what you want to see specifically. And yeah, I just talk more about like self-growth, freedom, and kind of just taking control of your life in your 20s and setting up yourself for a life of freedom and good energy. And I'm getting into like more into music and being able to work on my passions as well, and like talking about energy and stuff like that, and raising your energy, which helps with performance and anything. So yeah, just using this as kind of a hub for all that. So if that any of that's interesting, stick around. But otherwise, see you in the next one. Chat out. Peace.